Welcome, welcome, crypto astronauts. So we have a lot to discuss today. We have a new moon coming up on January 29th in Aquarius. And then we get Uranus stationing direct and Jupiter stationing direct a few days later, which typically marks a major market shift. I've looked at the past history for all of Bitcoin's history. Typically, we get major market shifts whenever Uranus changes directions, stations, retrograde or direct, and then the same for Jupiter when it changes directions. So we have potential big changes coming up in February. Welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel, bringing a radical, innovative new approach to crypto analysis, combining technical analysis with astrology. None of this video is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for educational purposes only. So what kind of astrology do we have for those astrology enthusiasts? Here's the new moon. It's in Aquarius, 9 degrees Aquarius. The very interesting thing about this is, first off, it is in the sign of Aquarius, and this is literally the first new moon that we have ever had when Pluto is in a new sign. So in Western astrology, Pluto is in Aquarius. In sidereal astrology, it's in Capricorn. This is the first time we've ever had in our lifetimes, and the first time in 270 so years that we've had a new moon with Pluto in this new sign. So this is really kicking off this new chapter of Aquarius, at least in Western astrology. Some people say the age of Aquarius. We're still pretty far from the age of Aquarius, but we could definitely be getting some beginnings here with that energy just getting started. So this could potentially overall be good for crypto. I'm not certain in the short term, but definitely in the long term. I'm talking about 20 years, 40 years in the future. This is kind of solidifying these new technologies, crypto, AI, all these new crazy technologies coming out. All right, so that could be positive. Another really interesting thing is this new moon in Aquarius is actually conjunct the Bitcoin North Node. So if we look at the Bitcoin astrology chart, I might have to move my lovely face here. Yep, I do. So if I move there, you look down in this area here, we have the sun and the moon in Aquarius. In this middle circle here is the Bitcoin birth chart, when Bitcoin was born. And then, so we have the North Node, 9 degrees Aquarius, almost exactly conjunct. Well, 9 degrees, pretty much exactly conjunct this new moon. So that's looking very positive overall for Bitcoin, as the North Node can represent, purpose and evolution. And so this new moon is marking that Aquarius energy. And Aquarius can represent these radical new technologies such as cryptocurrency. So overall, very good there. So that's coming up on the 29th of January. Looking overall good. Now, let's check out some of the news we're getting, which is wild. Trump launches the Trump meme coin. Token nears 6 billion market cap. This is unbelievable. Never in the history has this happened before. A president of the United States launching a meme coin. This is unbelievable. So I don't even know what's going to happen here. This is wild. I don't think anyone can predict if this is just going to set off the altcoin run, which is possible, or if this is going to mark a local market peak, kind of similar to like when Elon Musk came out and publicly announced Dogecoin. Back in, I think that was February, March 2021, we actually got a local market peak. We did not go much higher after that. So it's tough to say here, guys, but Solana sure is pumping like crazy. We got a massive Solana pump. If we go to the Solana chart, oh, wow, it is continuing. I think we're just got a pump within the last hour here. I'm going to go on the hourly chart. Holy moly. So, I mean, we pumped all the way from 169 all the way up to 267. Man, we're getting a nice pump here. If Solana closes above 265, Above 265, that would be extremely bullish because we're going to be getting a weekly close here soon on the Solana chart. Man, it is continuing to pump. So it's looking very bullish right now, but if it goes back below, like let's say 260, that's going to be a little bit more bearish. XRP's holding up right now. It's potential there's people that are rotating their Bitcoin and their XRP into Solana right now. Certainly, I'm not saying that's a good call, but who knows, man? These markets are absolutely crazy right now. So much unpredictability. I almost don't even want to try to predict anything because this is wild. I've gotten some predictions this month right, such as the XRP breakout, which was really awesome. This recent breakout that we got right here. But then, you know, other predictions I haven't gotten, so I've definitely missed the mark on other predictions. So it's been a very, very, very volatile month. A lot of unexpected twists and turns, really the last couple months. Yeah, these are wild markets, but exciting nonetheless. We also have the daily exchange volume still low. So this is still a concern. We still haven't broken out with the daily exchange volume. Typically, we want to see higher highs forming. Right now, we're getting a much, much lower low ever since December 7th, as the altcoins have been having a pretty difficult time. Check this out. Look at the Google searches for, well, Bitcoin. XRP got a huge search volume pump on January 16th when it broke out of into new highs. It's got more search volume than Bitcoin and Solana. Let's take off Bitcoin. Let's take off. Interesting that XRP still has way more search volume than Solana, even though Solana is getting a huge breakout. But if we just look at Solana, Solana is getting more search volume in the last 24 hours than it did in November when it broke out to the same price of 260. It broke out to 260 around November 24th, I believe. And it was at lower search volume than when it hit 260 in the last 24 hours, much higher search volume, probably due to that Trump meme coin. And now it's starting to fall off. So could this be a local peak for Solana? It's kind of looking like that. Just looking at the charts, even though the price is potentially attempting to get past 270, and it's going to get a weekly close tomorrow. So this is huge to see if this green candle closes above or below, let's say 265. Right now it's above it. Let's see, it'll have to close above it within the next 24 hours or so. So really interesting. If we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's still hanging out 104. Okay, looking pretty good. But let's look much deeper into the charts here. If we look at the stochastic RSI, Bitcoin's look like it could be getting a cross up with the stochastic RSI, which would be super bullish. We'll have to wait for the weekly close tomorrow. But then if we look at the RSI, we are getting a downtrend there, so that's a little bit concerning. I guess if it did break out higher into a higher high, that would be bullish. We still haven't seen that yet. If we look at Ethereum is also getting potential bearish divergence, that downward trend with the RSI. Solana is also getting that downward trend, whereas XRP is arguably getting the opposite, an upward trend here, which is why I put most of my funds, whoopsies. That's why I put most of my funds in XRP. We'll see if that was a good play or not. I still have a bag of Solana, not as big as before. We'll see. But I'm bullish on both Solana and XRP. All right, so let's go back to Bitcoin, the top dog here. So this weekly close is important. Also, the XRP monthly close is extremely important because, let's clean up the chart. We look at the monthly close. It's nearing this previous all-time high. And we also got this potential bearish candle formation here where it got bought up the previous month all the way to $3, and then it got sold like crazy all the way down to $2.08. We need to close above this previous monthly close, 291. So far, so good. But yeah, the next couple weeks, the next 11 days or so, we need to make that close above there. I think that's huge. If we don't close above 291 for XRP this month, that could spell some serious trouble, I believe, for the whole entire crypto market, arguably. For February, March could cause more downside. Whereas if we close above this level, that's going to be extremely bullish for XRP, and I believe the rest of the market, as XRP is still, you know, what is it, in the top 5 of the market cap? So I think it plays a big role now, and it's really the only crypto that has the most regulatory clarity for the entire crypto market. All right. What else we got here? Russell 2000 still has not broken out into a new all-time high. It's still hanging out down here. We got to get above these levels up at 2465. We're still hanging out down here. I'm not even expecting a huge altcoin run until we get through there. And so we're still slow with this chart. And then if we look at the business cycle, this is quite critical. If we look at previous runs, I mean, Bitcoin really only broke out when it was, let's bring up Bitcoin on this chart. I don't know why it shows up so strange on this chart. What's going on? I think if we go to the monthly, there we go. So if we look at Bitcoin really peaks when the business cycle peaks, and then it goes into a bear market when the business cycle drops. And then when it business cycle goes up and peaks, we get a Bitcoin peak right here. And when the business cycle drops, we get a bear market. We are still hanging out in these lows. The business cycle has not broken out. So if we get above 50 on the business cycle, we're gonna actually, it updates every month, so we're gonna get a close this next month. If we get above 50, that's gonna be extremely bullish because it could hint that the business cycle is gonna go back up, which could hint to a much larger crypto one. The crazy thing is this hasn't even fully broken out yet, and Bitcoin's already at 100K. If this business cycle shoots up like this, we could get a much, much larger Bitcoin and arguably a massive altcoin run. And so really interesting that on this perspective, it hasn't even fully started, which is crazy to think. Now, we might need to get some crazy world events. We might need to get a major market dump correction before this starts really heading up. And a lot of that is based on Raoul Pal's chart, where it's showing the amount of money owed by the U.S. government is skyrocketing, and potentially the only way that they're going to pay that off is print trillions and trillions of dollars. I hate to say, but that's just kind of how the world works at this point. And that would send crypto to the moon. But before that, we could see a sizable dump in probably some pretty scary world events. Kind of like we saw in 2020. Hate to say it, but looks like this year could get a bit crazy. Time estimate could be March, April, May, around there, certainly, kind of like 2020. Just a little hint there. But otherwise, we'll have to wait for this weekly close coming up here. Let's see. So in terms of the astrology, let's go a deeper dive. If you look at my previous video, I talked about these transits here. Let me move my lovely little, that works right there. Okay, so we are getting a tremendous amount of positive transits on the general astrology, not specifically for Bitcoin, but look at all these positive transits. It's making positive sextiles, positive trines. Mercury, the planet of trading, making positive sextile with Venus, the planet of money. Uranus, the planet of crypto, positive sextile with Mars. Uranus, planet of crypto, trining Mercury, the planet of trading on the 23rd. Mars, the planet that brings great energy and can bring explosive explosive moves in the markets, is trining Venus, the planet of money. Uranus, the planet of crypto, is sextiling Venus, the planet of money. Neptune, the planet of really higher consciousness and oneness and spiritual connection, is sextiling Mercury, the planet of trading. Sun is conjunct Jupiter, the planet of expansion, on the 30th. And Venus is conjunct Neptune, which is potentially really positive as well. And then we're also getting, this is specifically for Bitcoin. Let me move my lovely little face there. And January 26th, Saturn is conjunct Bitcoin, progress Venus. So that's actually a slight concern there. We could see Bitcoin, I don't know. Bitcoin making a lower high, perhaps, or pausing out. Whereas January 29th, new moon is conjunct the Bitcoin North node, which is positive. There's a lot going on here, guys. Difficult to predict, but perhaps Bitcoin could start slowing down a little bit. And maybe the altcoins continue to run, but man, I'm almost just not even going to make a prediction at this point. It's just tricky times. Feels like we're in a washing machine, and sometimes the markets do that. Sometimes we are in a phase in the market where we're just up and down, up and down, up and down. If we go on the daily, these are the altcoins, basically, total 3, subtracting the stable coins, and we're just going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the markets still haven't made a decisive decision, but typically this is bullish, that we are creating some support in this area, and we could be ready to explode higher. But in the worst case, it could just be a double top. It could go like that. So it's really tricky. Really tricky in the markets here, but sometimes we just gotta be really, really patient. Not get lost in the noise, not get lost in the emotions, potentially really just hold, maybe put in some stop losses in case things go lower. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance, we're in a washing machine right now, but typically, even though we're going up and down, up and down, up and down, typically at some point we will see this drop off and we will get a further altcoin run. So this is actually looking pretty bullish overall. For altcoins, looking at the Bitcoin dominance here. If we look at the others, this is others dominance. We still potentially have a long ways to go with the altcoins, because I'd be considering taking profits way up here. We're still not even close to there. And then the UST dominance, let's look at, we just broke through this trend line temporarily. So when the USDT dominance goes down, that's bullish for crypto. When it goes up, that means people are going back into cash. So this is looking fairly bullish. People are taking their USDT and investing in the cryptos. So that's looking fairly bullish there. Perhaps we could make it down to this trend line down here at 368. Interesting there. All right. There's a lot going on here, guys. And then on January 30th, we get Jupiter trine let's go to the astrology. If we go ahead a little bit, we get Jupiter trine the sun. So if we look out here, where am I getting that? Jupiter. Oh yeah, so here's Jupiter is trining the sun. And then if we look at Uranus, this planet right here, take a look at this. This is going to go from red. See how the number's red? That means retrograde. And then it's going to go direct. All right, so typically, wow. And that's actually right after the Fed funds. Oh, this is huge, actually. So the Fed has a 97% chance, almost 98% chance, on January 29th to continue to pause rates. Now, that's actually not so bullish, but a lot of it depends on what general, I was just jokingly calling him General Powell. It seems like he has so much control over these markets. It's insane how much power the Fed has. It depends on what he says in the meeting, because the last meeting, he was saying that, you know, for the many more months, 2025, maybe the entirety of 2025, they don't expect to cut rates more. And the markets dumped off of that news, because then that means that businesses aren't going to be able to borrow as much money, and then less liquidity in the markets. So depends a lot on what he's going to say. If he changes the narrative, if he says we might cut sooner than we thought, then markets could get a huge pump. If he says, we're still thinking we're just going to continue to pause rates, like it's showing a 98% chance, markets might not like that so much. So a lot goes into this, but Uranus going direct could show a major market shift. Now, I'm not even going to try to predict which direction, because these markets have just been so crazy. It's just been a washing machine, up and down, up and down. But major market shift. Do you guys think things are going to get more bullish on January 31st when we get this Uranus goes direct, or do you think we're going to get a dump? We'll see. And then February 4th, Jupiter goes direct. So then we look at Jupiter. It's red right there, but once it turns white, February 4th, February 3rd in or U.S. time zone, Jupiter goes direct, also marking a major market shift. Which direction do you guys think we're going? Are we going to shift in? Because typically Jupiter and Uranus don't really give us a signal which direction. I've looked at it in the history books every year of Bitcoin's existence, and it can shoot up or it can shoot down when we get a major shift with Uranus and Jupiter. But this looks like a big shift. So do you guys think we're going up or down in February? Let me know in the comments below. If you want even a lot more clarity on what the stars are saying for the month of February and March, I am predicting that March and the month of February are going to be the biggest shift months of this bull run, arguably. We have a lot going on. We have a total lunar eclipse coming up in March. We have some major transits hitting the Bitcoin chart, hitting the Solana chart, hitting the Ethereum ETF chart. I'm looking at all the charts, guys, in February. And so there are definitely some very significant things happening in February, and even more significant in March. So if you guys want more details on that, I am running a private call with my Crypto Astro Mastermind coming up in 2 days. If you want to get access to that, it's in this mastermind. All you got to do is click the link below. I only have I'll open up 2 spots. All right, guys, and I will go ahead, and if you sign up for these 2 spots, I will drop the price, $5K worth of value, down to $9.97 only. But if you go ahead and sign up right away, you go to the full pay option and you type in the code on the checkout page. You scroll all the way down, and all you got to do is type to the moon. And if the coupon code works, then the spots are still available. So there's still those spots available. You see it drops the price down. You save $500 there, boom. And guys, you get lifetime access. This isn't just a one-off call. You get every month you get a call with me forever until this program's closed. But this is lifetime access. You also get the bonuses. You get all these bonus past recorded calls that I've made. You can watch all the recordings, and you get access to the Telegram group where you can mastermind with other like-minded, experienced investors. So if you're interested, jump on that right away, because if the coupon code doesn't work, that means 2 people already took those spots, and the spots are closed. So jump on that to get access to the call coming up in 2 days. All right, thanks guys. Now let's see what kind of comments we have here coming up. Can you get an update on Solana? Well, yeah, Solana, I did get an update. It's got to close above around 260, 265 to remain bullish. A lot depends on the weekly close tomorrow for Solana. Can Uranus going direct on January 30th trigger the beginning of an alt season? Yes, it certainly could. It certainly could. Awesome. Hi, can you look at the Hive Digital Technologies? I don't know anything about Hive, so you'll have to send me the birthday, birth time, and location if you want me to look at the astrology. I'm bullish on XRP. I'm bullish, but everything depends on the monthly close, like I was saying, for XRP. All right, so this is now my biggest bag. If we look at the monthly, like I was saying, we did, you know, we're holding this huge area of resistance around, really depends on what chart we're looking at, because on the Binance chart, it looks like 330, but I think there's another chart where the peak was like 355 or something crazy. But anyways, we're getting to the previous all-time high. That's a level of resistance that we got to get through. And then we need to close this month above 291, because that's the candle that we got last month where there's a ton of selling. Now, if that was smart money selling, then that's a big caution. So I've got my stop losses around, I think, 269 in case it drops down. But I'm optimistic. All we got to do is this monthly close, yeah, above that 291, and XRP should be golden. Then I'm, yeah, continued bullish for XRP. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. Ali says dump in March, April, May. How low can BTC go? I don't know, but we certainly could get a sizable dump. All right, I can't just predict everything, guys. I can't just tell you everything that's going to happen. These markets are crazy. But yeah, if you want to get a much more detailed analysis, dive into the Crypto Astro Mastermind, and that call's coming up in 2 days. I'll be diving so much deeper into all this into February, March. I'll be spilling all the details with the astrology and the technical analysis. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's spark up some crypto vibe music, shall we, guys?
To the top, by the dip, we won't let this moment stop. Sats in our pockets, we're running on this wave. To the moon we go, in crypto we are brave. The retrogrades got us feeling a bit strange, but we won't let confusion make us change. Crypto astro, feel the beat in your soul. Money printer go, it's out of control. Hold on, game strong, we'll never fade away. In this funky rhythm, we'll dance all day.
Solana is at 272.
Moods here, Bitcoin's in its prime.
Wow.
Their market fears, we just laugh, it's no crime.
Solana could be breaking out, but we gotta wait till the weekly close tomorrow. Gotta close above, let's say, 265.
Not your keys, not your coins, that's the game. We'll hold tight now, we're all the same. Crypto astro, feel the beat in your soul. Money printer go, it's out of control. Hold on, gang strong, we'll never fade away. In this funky rhythm, we'll dance all day. To the moon we'll fly, in the stars we'll play. In the crypto universe, we find our way.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's pretty mind-blowing what's going on here with Solana. It's bumping up to 271. But like I said, we got to wait for the weekly close tomorrow because there is a chance it could just fall off like that or something. So far, it's looking super bullish. But it's got to get the close above, I'd say like at least 260. Even more bullish above 265. Something like that. But it's holding up pretty strong right now. Perhaps it's going to continue to run until the inauguration, which I guess is 2 days from now. Well, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. The only concern I have is there going to be a dump after the inauguration day or a pump? It's questionable. All right, we'll have to stay tuned every day. Quite exciting here. Never a dull moment. That's the thing with crypto. Never a dull moment. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. See you on the next one.